to the disarray often takes a fight down to 15 HP. There is a trip here that can catch Metizport as they try and execute onto the B site, but the Omen is just going to teleport right past it.
And it's enough of a distraction, and as they do turn towards C, opening the door, he's acting now as alert. Gets caught out though, but Burzzy's entry is successful. Albeit Mandatory's early kills, there's still a numbers advantage though. Look at this. Burzzy goes in a little bit deeper. Enzo might be ready for it, calls for assistance, doesn't want to go in alone, but Metizport, they've got two ready for this, and they're actually coming out on top, but no, it's equally traded, so Shinnok tasked to do it, but
It's only 15 HP.
so it could be an easy pickup. Will he appear on the side of the screen? Kellogg's, that was a quick flick to his opponent's head, which allows Mandatory to get...
Passively, but still playing on the site.
Shinnok dropping back to avoid the aftershock and walks back straight after. Kellogg's gets him, knocked off his feet, not knowing there was a third player after two being revealed backside. Metizport getting a lot of correct things done here. Hip looking to see if he can salvage another one. It looked very possible by the end.
He ready for Kellogg's to get going, and he's slowly making his way onto the site.
He's cleared backside. Now he needs to take the next corner. Still three remaining. Nightfall drops. It does catch Shinnok off guard, but still Burzzy Cider end up on top with their kills, playing all three players to the back of the site, making it ever so treacherous for Mandatory to cross. Hit finds an upgrade. Even though he knows his opponent's position, they are toying with him, and the multiple angles are just way too much for him.
Hip has been running with stuff like an outlaw. He's going to try and take a fight, but he's just sort of stalled in that position. It's going to be a pistol versus pistol, and the right click of the classic is good enough. Whilst that main gun is stunned out, it's jammed up. He's able to get it just online, but Burzzy thankfully takes the fight and wins.
The pieces are hitting now here for Metizport, though, as they try to bring things back, but Kellogg's is sharp. He finds himself high ground, but unable to find the closer onto his opponent still. Within the Viper's pit, Metizport can find some comfort. Though being low could be easy pickings for Enzo. Gets both. Now it's down to Burzzy. He's trying to stay under the radar here, and he's got the Viper's pit still going for him, so they know he's nearby, but so many directions, so many bullets flying left and right. It's Mikey to deal with him, and Mandatory keeping a leash on their opponents. Angle, ooh. If it was inevitable that Anguis is going to be pushed, but now Kellogg's doesn't have any reinforcements. He's all to himself. He can hear the commotion. He tries to call for Enzo to come in quickly. He knows he needs to take action there because the angle wouldn't help him at all. In trouble.
What?
The Hunter's Fury from Enzo connects not only once, but twice. That is ridiculous.
I feel like they're just using Kellogg's as like an owl drone, basically. He dies, he pings where the enemies are. Anguist has found an opening over to the ace site, but it is still a 2 versus 3 to win. He might get the tempo here on Enzo, but just nothing is getting past him.
Wolves. It's not pretty. 5 seconds and the spike won't be going down. Cider misses the opportunity to do it. Enzo with the quadra really showing up this game. You know why now.
Standing ahead.
I'm not quite getting much on the ping, but the cut noise means that actually Enzo was quite surprised here. Saivov still manages to find a kill. Always in these instances, he's got something to play off. And it's a nice showstopper from Jusu to clear that corner, knowing Enzo was there.
Rolling Thunder does get utilized though. Jusu trying to get into the heat of the action, but Kellogg's is quick to react and throw the showstopper directly in his face. Still 3v4 as Metizport need to collect themselves here. Find the optimal positions to try and hold down the fort, but the neural theft will complicate this affair. Cider required to do a lot before the tick comes his way. He's been spotted twice now. Shinnok is going to still stay with that angle, but Anguis takes a deeper one, which does catch Hip off guard. Mandatory now struggling. They're the ones behind. They need to start taking action, but the stun ends up affecting Kellogg's as well. Saivov is struggling on the spike, trying to lure attention towards him, but he still has to deal with 2 more players, but I don't think he has time. Surely not. I don't think he has it.
No.
Even though he gets a lot of the kills throughout the process, keeps things close, won't be able to get the defuse. Cider at the 3 combo, trying to figure out more information, paired out with paint shots. Enzo, he is stunned up, so can't really go aggressive. Throwing shot does in the approximate direction of a few of these players, and the Odin is a perfect gun for the situation. Knowing exactly what he needs to do. He's loving life right now, but it's still a close affair because Cider hasn't been dealt with just yet. And they know they're running out of time, and Cider is all that Metizport need, holding on. What he was set out to do at the start, but now it's a time to shake it off and go in for another try. Make the right calls for his team to move in. Saivov ends up on top, Kellogg's as well. This is starting to work a lot better for Mandatory as they do walk in together as a ball of death. Juicy now looking to hold on. Stun doesn't affect him as he walks a little bit further forwards. Denies keloqz the defuse. Still though, it's Chinook by himself. Enzo up against him. He's revealed himself. So now Zyvov can feel comfortable to get under the defuse. Enzo with the shorty up close and personal. A well-timed paranoia could allow Juicy to end up with a few kills here. Painter's drop, Paranoia in as well. Juicy aggressive, but he gets pinged by the recon there for both players on the Metizport A-side defense full flat.
keloqz not afraid to go aggro. It's Nova. He again wants to try and double peek that, but it's a little bit too tight that he doesn't really get the help too much from Hip. Anguist and Burzy having a lot to do to uproot all of these players, and you have to get through Mikey that's just tucked in on this right-hand side too.
Yeah, they're just taking the fights together, aren't they? Different directions. Mikey being a distraction for the rest to do the...
And if they can force out this Viper wall, it might be an open B execute, which is really nice when you have the worst weaponry.
The position on that could have been marvelous against keloqz there, but he didn't quite anticipate the crunch. And now Mandatory have completely opened things up. Cider needs to retaliate. Good to hold his own. Knows he's asked of a lot here, but he's able to hold back as the Paranoia is thrown right back at him. Throws a Paranoia of his own, and he wins another fight. But the spray down power could be massive here. All three rifles could do a lot of spraying. Hip behind the smoke. Burzy holding it down. Good position as Hip feels the need to go in aggressive and gain the info. Stun out. Now with the smoke fading out, they've got a bird's eye view of this. Enzo now needs to do it by himself as he loses all of his teammates. It's being diffused, and there's nothing he can do about it as he believes that they're off the spike, but that's not the case.
And you've got the ultimates now. Showstopper for keloqz is the big one.
Sure. But we won't be seeing it straight away. Now we will, though. He missed! But it doesn't miss! It lands directly between the two players that he was aiming for. And it just isn't enough. Maybe some damage. That cycle could try and clean up. No, Juicy ends up holding on, but not for long. This is pure chaos. And do they, though? That's an awkward recon. Has to take the fight. Oh, he gets pressured. But Enzo's able to clean it up. Oh, Enzo turned around on time. 4th seed. Making waves and challenges the EMEA. That'd be big. That'd be very big.
Irrelevant.
But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves just yet. Anguist gets first blood, although the spike does go down. And this B site is treacherous, so Mandatory take the step to go in aggressive, but lose both of the players trying to push. It is exchanged by one, but it's not good enough. Enzo poison to his feet. This is not easy. Although it's the best gun for the situation, Side is tucked under and he can't be affected. Burzy finds a spray. Zyvor tries to find a wild Hail Mary to bring his team back into it, but there's nothing he can do. Shot that will be landing this time, breaking some of the util. Side needs to find the right angle for this one. He actually finds a perfect one. That is 3 to his name before he goes down, but he's done his job. And now Anguist knows just do damaging a way out, and that's exactly what he does. Mandatory will be permitted to plant, but now Metizport have got 4 bodies to throw at this.
Good peek from Enzo. Lot rides on him. He's the higher health target as Zyvov is down to 4 HP. Has 1 flash, which could be major, but he's still winning these fights. We saw 2v5 yesterday won. Maybe Mandatory could do it again.
Oh my words! It's happening! All right, it's happening! Choosing the Vandal, that's the right choice of a weapon. Zyvov is low, but Chinook needs to start moving quickly because the spike is going down!
Unbelievable.
My word! Any sort of a setup efforts. That's exactly what keloqz is after. Doesn't get the pickup, but he might have done the job. Hit. Very close angle. Revealed, and Burzy able to use that to his advantage. Enzo gets knocked out as well, and all of a sudden you think that Metizport might have a chance. keloqz all by himself up against a 3. He needs to do a lot here, but Chinook is able to find a different angle to deal with him. Zyvov all to himself. A 1v3 required, but it's just too much to ask. Metizport, that was brilliant. Not surprising. Knows what to do with it in this status. Spike does go down for Mandatory, so the first step is there for them. Paranoia could affect Enzo as he opens the door. Oh, he's not affected by it. Oh, recovers in time. But Metizport do win on the other front. Anguist has done a hell of a good job, and that's just enough. That is it. Metizport succeed.
And it would mean that if Metizport actually do beat Mandatory here 2-0, and we see HG take a map tomorrow, even if they lose, that would be Mandatory out. And what a great start. It's looking like another pistol potentially, or the first pistol on the board. Producer and the rest of Metizport. The ace is going to be denied, but it's a flawless pistol to begin.
thing is, you're going to have to dwell on it for a little bit longer, right? Sure, we've had a few eco rounds that have gone Mandatory's way, but if Chinook is shooting the way he is, I don't think they'll have a trouble just shutting this one down. Sure, a couple of picks.
Leave them from Northeast.
I mean, we already knew Northeast would be a hell of a competitor. Two regions merging, the two biggest regions. So there's bound to be a lot of talent available for these teams to pick up. Mikey, good to shut down the first initiation and equalizing the numbers a little bit, making things slightly easier for them on this post plant. But Metizport aren't letting them settle. They switched up their approach a bit and knocking Mandatory off their feet.
And you know that somebody's in this corner, at least one of them is.
He's confident to just stick around with 3 bullets to do it as well. The cojones, but it's Anguis to get a 4-piece this round. That end up getting the pickup here. The drop back, but not the pickup. That's crucial. Now Jusu can enter onto the back line, try to cause havoc. Instead, Kelox gets caught in the middle of 2 fights and ends up being controlled. 3v3, Metizport gain access in a moment that they really shouldn't. You can see Mikey deep onto that side, keeping things going, but Shinnick stops the force coming in. That is ridiculous stuff from Shinnick.
HP to work with.
But I feel like you finally destabilized Metizport here, because now they're on the pounce to try and move into the C side, but they haven't really cleared out the backside utility. And there's plenty of defenders to throw at this still. In the middle of the chaos, Hip ends up coming out on top. And having control of the backside is huge. As well as the Neural Theft, that reveals everything. Mandatory should be able to grab this up. Losing this would be a complete fumble, and Chinook is still making them shake. Kellogg's is there as the guarantee, though.
Armageddon going to be used to just stall things out as well. In a spot where there's 4 defenders ready to jump onto this defuse. Hip finding another brings this to a 3 versus 5.
But you kind of want these sideline kills to start going away. Anguish is able to find one, but the spike is being diffused. It's nearly there. You need to get on it and quickly, but the smoke is enough to stop you. Mandatory unfazed.
Make his way in, and a stun could be perfectly placed to allow a PK for Mikey if he wants.
Headshot.
30 seconds left.
It just adds to the injuries that Metizport have already gotten.
Lovely angle.
One enemy remaining.
More and more keep falling in the grass of Mandatory. A flawless round, not dropping a single player.
White, but yeah, Berzi doesn't have his ult.
All missiles away.
It is not. Guided Salvas try and create an opening. Hip trying to take an open fight. Although Mikey wasn't quite there to help. Metizport are starting to win on their engagements. Garage is exactly where they're trying to exploit. Kellogg's is giving all the information over to his team, trying to obstruct them with a flash, and now breaking out of the dimensional drift. Gets a picture that needs to turn around here because his team might be in trouble. He finds the right timing, but Kellogg's is still breaking onto the site. Spike down. He can get onto the defuse, which puts Chinook under pressure, but Kellogg's plays up closely. He takes a fight, but Chinook will be winning it. Go to Salvo is preemptive here from Chinook. Doesn't really have any more of his flashes, so Mandatory will be able to take precedence here, but the fact that there's a smoke denies them the entry. Does it even matter though if they get all the picks? Now they can just recompose themselves. Anguis, waiting for the right moment. Do they expect Chinook to be here? I don't think they do. And somehow he's able to chop one head off if he stayed alive for the bait. Knowing how Metizport could potentially be crunching on it and knowing what the thought plan is, but no. B-side on their eyes, and the group up together, and the power of friendship is strong. Flashed up by the clone. Anguis is in big trouble. A world of hurt. Metizport.
In all Mandatory.
One enemy remaining.
3 gone.
Apart from the occasional Berzi picks, but
4 players vying to get in onto the site with a Hunter's Fury to actually catch these players on the execute.
Juice are trying to move in, but both get caught. Enzo! A triple kill with a Hunter's Fury. That should just not be allowed. Completely dismantling the Metizport defense. I'm sorry, but the Viking ship is sinking.
The dominant squad. So I want to try and stop the spike as it's in transit, but it's a fast plant over on C and a fast attempt again for a retake. Anguis finding the first. Nobody else is on site. Everybody's playing this post plant. There is no like Hunter's Fury anymore. The Rolling Thunder's going to be the thing that's used, but it is used really early on here.
The switch has been flipped. Metizport knowing that this is going to be something aggressive. They need to dictate the pace here, but trying to defuse across the smoke without dealing with 4 players that are out on long is a tough one. So they switch their approach now. 2 Qs collected. They're running out of players though and running out of time. Enzo with a spray with a Phantom. That is complete.
To bring this to OT if you want to win this series 2-0. Otherwise, we are going to the 3rd map.
Spike planted.
Yeah, it very much looks like it. Metizport need to pull a rabbit out of a hat. And Shinik might be that wizard.
He has to be.
I've got Enzo, and he's the Balrog in this situation. Going all the way around, and it'll be such a big area. Oh, this is massive. The IGL, so smart in such a position. Won't be staying alive for long, but I think he's done his job.
Oh,
He's
Rolling Thunder.
kept everyone busy. Cybov gets the pickup, so Rolling Thunder secured again. Jusu can only just wait for his fate to be sealed, because it's already been written. Mandatory 13-7, close down map 2 for themselves.
Pulled Mikey away to put down some stars to enable some protection, but it could provide a way for Metizport to sliver back in. The defuse still not committed to. Metizport don't necessarily know that, but it would have guessed at this point. Cider gets the kill onto Mikey, who attempts it again.
Last player standing.
It's being diffused, and they, by hearing it, know it's not halfway through.
Might give them a lean towards A.
Mike, guided salvos. Shinik tries to avoid them, ends up falling into the crossfires of hit. Jusu revealing himself, but he's got company. He might not even need it. Enzo close by. He knows he needs to hold this cover, but won't be able to do it.
Link device just holding back. It forces out the molly, but that's not even on sight. The Jet's going to try and contest exactly where this Yoru is, and it's a good fight for Jusu. He gets fully flashed in the face, but the timing of the utility just seems off.
Out from this one, Metizport will continue creating a streak here, with Mandatory's buy round not really going their way, and Zyphov isn't permitted.
He's going to try and play this slow. Chinook is now scaling over towards A. Pulled the attention and knows that Kellogg's is further away. I don't know if he necessarily heard the step to Mikey. I don't think so at all, because Mikey's found a kill. The eco round of Mandatory finds itself with a player advantage.
I mean, the fact that they deal with hip is good signs to come, but the fact that Mandatory have also found themselves to the back of the site quickly, you know this round isn't completely over just yet. Sure, Jusu has given up some information, no M1 is. Make that 2. Kellogg's has been dealt with, and now they know Cypher is back plan. But the Sheriffs are hitting superbly, and Mandatory instantly find themselves in contention.
Fine contest onto Kellogg's operator on this defense. And this has been an area that Mandatory have struggled to hold on to, and Kellogg's is actually going to take and push past it. The Blade Storm is able to get 2. It runs out by the time of the Classic. It makes it free. He's 5 HP, still alive, and he's still going.
Well, that's one for the highlight reels. But instead, it's instantly shut down because Kellogg's decided that this round is his.
Last player standing.
Cider also gets denied the entry past the doors.
The going power of stuns, breach utility, KO utility, whatever it might be. Armageddon is going to clear right through Cider. The spike's still not planted with 20 seconds left. There is a bit of a flood coming in from Mandatory. Cyboff needs to be careful he doesn't overextend, as some of these fights are being isolated and going the way of Metizport. 2 versus 2, but the spike yet to be planted.
And these guided salvos at that health point hurt. Enzo doesn't have any of them left, but his rifle will hurt equally the same. A quad piece for the captain of Mandatory.
He's able to get out. Actually, a really good reaction from Kellogg's and some support from Enzo. Cyboff losing the fights in double doors a couple of times, still alive.
Oh man, but when it's the individual fights one from Mandatory, you know that's all over from Metizport. Because coordination-wise as well, Mandatory have got it all under lock and key, and just to seal the deal. And Enzo, if he takes that wide swing, to be the distraction, but apparently this Frenchman decided to wake up and be on crack. This is just crazy. Solid individual performances, pair that up with solid teamwork. Kellogg's might be in a bit of trouble here, but he's got a smoke to just dance around with. And it's not like he doesn't have reinforcements. Just walks out of the smoke together with a flash coming through from Cyboff.
They're going to get more than just the chamber this time.
Drone is down.
That is a good drone. Spotting out quite a few of the players. So another three will be forced out here from Cider, and it's finally able to find some results. Though Mandatory still have set up with 2 players, and a third one quickly approaching on the 42nd mark. It feels like Metizport have completely changed their mind on their approach, but with Chinook getting the pick.
Make Divide has gone down. It's weird.
I mean, it's smart for Metizport to move into the B
10
site.
seconds left.
They've lured the rest of Mandatory to the
What a
back
shot.
of A, Enzo. He's still dangerous.
Spike planted.
Finally put to rest. Especially with Chinook holding the angle with a tour de force. Spotted by the trap. Touching the spike, putting pressure. Kellogg's not able to defuse it halfway as a cloudburst dissipates Mikey. But a find the first one, 180-degree turn. That is completely insane.
How have they won it?
Somehow, Kellogg's and Mikey do the impossible, winning another 2vx clutch. A 9-3 half for Mandatory.
Ready and waiting. Crossfires are plenty. And with 20 seconds left, Metizport are on the right side.
They are. But it's Mandatory to win all on the fights. That is not what Metizport wanted. It seemed like they had all the cards in that round, but the execute was just too clean. And it just might become even cleaner given the fact that Cider, and I don't think we'll be seeing it this time. You can already call this one over, but he will at least try to take someone down with him. Not going to be happening. As clean as it could be, as Enjo triples up as well. Enemy presence in art. And look how the response looks like, but they are very much aware. Here comes the drop of the nade. Flash in as well. A complete collapse onto Metasport's position. Mandatory, that is as clean as it could be.
Go for the defuse.
I mean, you have to. Because really, losing this round loses them the game.
What's the right site? But not much has stopped this Mandatory team executing when they've wanted to.
No, their executes have been fantastic. Was that a pickup through the smoke? I think it was. I think that really was a pickup through the smoke. And Juicy was the final chance. He was at last hold, and Cider, a Hail Mary that was required, but doesn't bear fruit. If you're Metizport right now, this hurts. I know it does. And as much as you try to suppress your feelings on your final efforts to just break through the site and try and make this clutch doable, it's just not feeling right for you. On Mandatory, the other hand, I think that it just